What's something your parents don't know about you? I've been married for 6 years. My husband and I have been together almost 40 years, but we were crazy kids who didn't need a piece of paper to prove our love. After a health scare, my husband's sister made a comment that implied she had a closer legal relationship than I did. It was offhanded, but it made us think. We already had wills, medical power of attorney, etc. Paperwork done, but we decided to get married just to make it more cut and dry. Only a few people know we're married. Our kids and a couple of close friends. And now some people on Reddit. I'm an ICU nurse and I try to stress this to people who don't want to get married. When your boyfriend or girlfriend is in ICU in critical condition, you have zero say in what happens. Even if you, the general you, never tell anyone that you're married, it doesn't matter. Being married gives you the right to make the medical decisions. They accused me of coming home strung out. I was actually sexually assaulted and just looked like shit. First time I saw a naked woman, I was with my grandpa. He showed me the photos. Edit, I feel like I need to tell my parents now, because this thread is awesome. Let's hope the woman wasn't your grandma. That I'm married. Haha, good for you. My sister did that one. You married him by E. I was raped nearly 10 years ago. I have PTSD but told them it's just a panic disorder. There's a running joke in our family about how I'm so jumpy. They don't know it's a startle response. Some things, a parent just doesn't need to hear about their child. Assuming they are good and loving parents, they would prefer to know, honey, you are their heart. Let them in. It would be their greatest gift, for you to be honest with them. Do not keep this to yourself for fear of hurting them. Your inability to tell them would break them if they knew. Let them help you. Also, whoever hurt you so badly should rot in hell for 1 million lifetimes. Green heart. I still have cancer. My mom thinks I am cured. She has Alzheimer's, so we're not correcting her. That I have a tattoo. It's been 4-5 years and they have never seen it. A cousin of mine got a tattoo and when her dad saw something swiggly on her arm, he asked, "Have you been practicing drawing on your arm?" She looked at him like, "Dad, it's real tattoo." She already had it for whole summer. Her dad basically had his mouth dropped for a minute straight. I'm glad my grandfather is dead. He was abusive, but I don't think my parents realized the extent of it. My grandfather was an absolute dick too. When I told my parents about it, they said it's cause he loved you. My ass. My car got towed today, right after finding a new apartment. Still don't know if I should be happy or sad. Happy cake day. How I constantly worry about them dying. Everything, they never took the time to get to know me. I watched all 8 seasons of GOT without my parents knowing. My mom would never let me watch it, but I told my dad after I was done and we talk about it all the time when she's not around. Should have listened to your mom. She was trying to save you from season 8. My parents don't know that I've awakened to the fact that we are in a cult and that they are blind devotees. Frown. I wanted to leave but I don't want them to disown me. They are lovely people but they have devoted themselves to this stupid cult that they turn into monsters whenever someone criticizes the religion. They think I'm fortunate because I was born saved into this stupid cult, but in reality they're being controlled by the cult's narcissist leader and siphons their money twice a week. You have to get out. If there's any way to discreetly do it without your parents thinking you are leaving the faith, then do so. I know you love them, but if they would disown you for leaving the religion, then they are lost. You're their child. That my first hospitalization for suicidal ideation was actually an attempt. It would break my mom's heart. Hope your mental health is better now. All the best for your future. Smile. That I share a bed, and more, with my roommate. Like you share your bionicles with them or something? It's not actually an online game. I can pause it. My dad always comments on how confident and chill I seem. I'm usually experiencing a lot of anxiety, mostly about money and my future. Hard to let those feelings show, though. Edit, it's great a feeling to see that there are so many other people out there who experience this same feeling. I am terrified of them. This makes me sad. No child should be afraid of a parent. That I am an intelligent, functional adult who can, in fact, handle my own shit without their interference. And if that does not change soon, my address. Edit for some clarification. When I said adult, I am old enough that I have my own kids who are in college. I have been fighting these over-controlling pricks for decades. That I know they were aware of the abuse my sister endured by a family member and did nothing. One day, when my sister is in a better place, I will tell them how selfish they are and how disappointed I am in them. Then I will cut them out of my life. I can't forgive that, ever. Edit, I have to get ready for work, but I just wanted to say a few things first. I'll go through and try to respond this evening. To all of you who have suffered abuse, you didn't deserve it and someone should have fought for you. The strength you have to be standing here today amazes me, and I wish you all the safety and happiness in the world. For everyone asking why I didn't do anything about it when it was going on, I'm 5 years younger and we were children. I think I knew something was wrong, but at 6 years old I didn't really understand. On top of that, my sister actively tried to keep me safe and away from it. She's been protecting me for so long and I feel that I owe it to her to protect her now. For those asking why don't I tell them now, it's at her request. Both of us are adults and are living on our own. However, she's still working hard to feel safe and stable. Additionally, this is the first time in our lives we have a family that mostly gets along, and she wants to keep that for now. My sister knows how I feel and she calls me for help when she needs it. That tells me she really trusts me. I'm not going to go against her wishes, no matter how badly I want to. Lastly, thank you for kind words about me being a good brother. I'm actually a woman, but I appreciate it all the same. That I regularly search the obituaries for their names. I don't want to have anything to do with them, but I'd like to know when they are dead. I think you may be able to set up a Google search alert with those keywords, so it emails you if it ever finds them, in case you want to stop having to check as often. Then again, you may not want the news coming to you out of the blue in an email either. That they didn't provide me with nearly enough emotional connection growing up. Sure, I was provided for, but I was never really connected with on an emotional level. I wish they knew how much that affects me. You almost got me, Mom. Nice try. I keep any all relationships with men under wraps around them. I'm female. But ever since my last relationship ended so badly and caused a lot of emotional distress, severe depression, alcoholism, etc. Anytime anything new comes along, I just avoid it so I don't get their hopes up. Nothing's worked out so far, so rather have them believe I don't want a relationship than try and constantly fail. I'm on Reddit. I'm on antidepressants. Also, a lot of the issues that lead up to me going on them. Also, for the record, medication has been an absolute game changer for me and I have no qualms about it. I just know that my parents aren't really interested in any part of my personal narrative other than me being a successful, fulfilled adult. The drugs I've done. Well, I'm 27 and the funniest thing is talking about drugs with my mom. We're at a stage where she knows I'm not in my college years, so if I say, oh yeah, I did coke and acid and mushrooms and here's the difference, she's kinda curious instead of mad. Love her because she's a rational person. My parents don't know that one of their Halloween decorations was effed by a deer one night and they think it was the wind, but I saw it all from my window. They fixed it and still use it to this day. Edit, want to answer every one question. It was a male Bambi big horns and he fucked one of those plastic Grim Reapers, so I guess you could say it fucked over death. Edit 2, thanks for my first gold and silver. Be a deer and fuck that Halloween decoration. How much homework, work, self-discovery, cocaine, writing, reading, and studying I do. One of those things is not like the others. I just bought some spicy mustard, haven't told them yet. I'm a teen and they're somewhat strict. They don't let me have my phone after 10 o'clock at night. So I found my mom's old phone, reset it, set it up with my ID so that it would forward text messages from my normal phone to it, and I keep it in my room. Edit, back when I had the Apple restrictions on my phone I also found a way to disable those. My parents tried to do the same shit with me. When unlimited texting first became a thing, we got it. My parents would place a limit on my texting. everything. I'd have 200 a month I could send despite it costing them literally nothing more if I sent more. At the time AIM could send SMS messages. I got a shit desktop that I hid in my closet and wired through the wall to my TV. I'd spend all my time miming my friends/GF. I got so good at typing because of this that I can now literally transcribe everything said in meetings while maintaining eye contact and holding a conversation. Little did they know their dumb as rule would actually end up helping me in the future. For the youngins, AIM is AOL Instant Messenger. AOL was American Online. Pretty sure that shit doesn't exist anymore. Pretty much everything. Haven't spoken to them in 5 years. I'm pretty much the same. My mom stole my identity 15 years ago, while I was in boot camp. Instead of a nice paycheck waiting for me, I had a bank account overdrawn by $500. That I failed out of college and have been pretending to go to classes. This will not end well if you keep pretending. Tell them you just failed out, they will be pissed but will help set you up for a better path. Do not continue to lie about this or it will get much worse as time goes on, and if you somehow do pull it off and they never find out even after graduation, you will have to lie to them for the rest of your life and it will make everything so much more difficult. Tell them now. I know about their sex tape. Edit, I'm not giving it out. Please, cease. That I'm gay and my best friend is actually my boyfriend. At least they really like him too, so yeah. That I've been very close to suicide a number of times. Me too, friend. They know about one instance but not the numerous others. Stay strong. You aren't alone. When I was 15, I found my parents' collection of whips and chains, dildos, DVDs, some edible underwear and finally a rubber squeaky chicken. I'm being totally honest and I still don't know what the chicken was about. Thanks for the comments. I'm going to confess on something further, and this may be ducked up, I don't know. Let me know if you had a similar XP. Thinking back, I couldn't have been 15 as suggested above. I must have been marginally younger as I hadn't had my first ever intentional ejaculation yet. But I will confess that when I started doing so, I went into the box, sifted through all the sadistic stuff and watched one of the adult movies he had in the box, whenever anyone was of the house tbh. What? My dad doesn't know, but he unintentionally introduced me to two adult movie greats, Nina Mercedes and also Devon back in heydays. Take care all and thanks Dad. Raises chicken in toast. It's simple really, the rubber chicken is used like a gag, so when your mom is really pounding your dad's ass, his squeals don't wake you up. I'm an alcoholic. That is the thing about drinking, you think you are too smart in hiding it. I was very surprised when I was confronted about showing up drunk to work. My dad knows nothing about me from the last 20 years. Maybe when he gets back with the cigarettes I can tell him all about me. The other day my father left to buy cigs at the store. The other day was 20 years. When he walked through that door, it was not nice of him at all. Leave his kids and wife. But I can't wait till he comes home and asks about my life. That I was raped my freshman year of college. They know my depression started that year, but they have no idea why. I don't think I'll ever tell them either. I've told my therapist and some close friends, and now the whole internet, and that's enough for me. There's nothing they would gain from that knowledge anyway. That I miss them a lot. The hentai addiction, and you must never tell them. That I open mouth kissed a horse once. I want to know how that came about, but honestly, the mystery adds to the experience. That I'm miserable, don't want to worry my mom over my problems, she has enough on her own. Well, just my mom, cause my dad died when I was 13, but I was strung out on meth when I was pregnant, 22, with my son. I didn't know I was pregnant until the 3rd trimester and I somehow managed to quit cold turkey, but I constantly had nightmares about my son being born without arms or legs. Luckily I can say my son is fine, he's 18 now and the smartest, coolest kid I know. Maybe it's mom bias, but I know for a fact that he doesn't drink, smoke, or do drugs, and I'm so proud. He's a better/stronger person than I am.